Year 2134, the Earth was not at war. There were no alien invasions, no giant ships in the sky. Everything was calm. Inside a secret underground lab beneath the Nevada desert, a team of scientists were working on something new, something powerful. They called it the Quantum Star Transmitter. It was the first machine that could send a message faster than light. It didn't use radio waves. It used gravity, bending space itself to whisper across the stars. Dr. Lena Parks stood in front of the glowing console. She was the lead scientist. Her team had spent 12 years building this. The world government had no idea what they were really testing. Lena looked at the team. Ready? Young engineer nodded. Test message is simple. It's just a simulation. The transmitter will send it, but the antenna's power is too low to leave the solar system. Lena pressed the button. A message blinked on the screen. We are here. We are watching. It was short, just a string of English characters. They laughed. It was only a joke, a placeholder message. The machine hummed. Lights flashed. The air felt heavier. And then ... silence. The transmitter powered down. Test complete. 12 hours later, on the edge of the Milky Way, a massive alien ship stopped moving. Its lights went out. Its engines froze. A second ship, in a different star system, did the same. Then a third. Then 100. Across the galaxy, alien civilizations began receiving the message. The same 6 words written in a language they had never seen, but somehow understood. We are here. We are watching. Leaders panicked. The ancient protocols activated. Some aliens tried to reply, some tried to run, some simply destroyed themselves. Within 48 hours, every major alien fleet had gone dark. No one knew what was happening. No one knew where the message came from. They all feared the same thing. The first ones had returned. Back on Earth, Lena sat at her desk, sipping cold coffee. The test results looked normal. Something was wrong. The International Space Telescopes began picking up strange readings. Alien signals once common had gone silent. Entire sectors of space had turned black. Earth's Deep Space Observatory detected over 300 alien vessels drifting, powerless. Some looked like they had been attacked from the inside. Lena stared at the images. Data. Her heart sank. This can't be because of the test, she whispered. But it was. A secret military satellite picked up a new object entering the solar system. It moved fast, faster than anything Earth had seen. It wasn't a meteor. It wasn't human. It was a probe, small, metallic, silent. The probe entered Earth's orbit within hours. It didn't fire weapons. It didn't scan anything. Just floated. ... Watching. Then it began to broadcast. Not in alien language. Not in radio, but in a child's voice, soft and clear, directly into Earth's minds. Why did you send that message? Do you understand what you've done? The stars are not ready. The memory has returned. Governments panicked. Satellites failed. Earth's AI defense grid began to glitch. A top-secret AI, known as Scribe, activated itself. It accessed the transmitter logs. It played the message back. Scribe paused. Then, in its calm, robotic voice, it spoke. This message is ancient. It should never have been sent. You have awakened something. Lena asked the AI. What did we awaken? Scribe replied. A warning. This message was sent once before, 1,000,000 years ago.
Ow.
That civilization no longer exists. Across the galaxy, a single star once bright began to dim. It vanished from the maps.
Oh.
No explosion. No light, just ... gone. The message had reached them too. In her dark lab, Lena stared at the glowing screen. Her hands shook. It was just a test, she said again. But deep down she knew. The test was real. The message was received. Someone or something had heard it. Outside her lab, the night sky looked the same, but nothing in the universe would ever be the same again. The stars had gone quiet after Earth's test message was sent. Alien fleets across the galaxy had powered down one by one. Billions of life forms, Soldiers, engineers, pilots had vanished. No signals, no warning, just silence. Earth had no answers. But the fear was spreading. Dr. Lena Park sat inside the emergency war room under Geneva. It was deep underground, protected by layers of metal and AI defense shields. Around her, generals and world leaders shouted at screens, trying to understand what was happening. We're picking up alien wreckage in orbit around the moons of Saturn. 5 more alien ships went dark near Alpha Centauri. We still don't know what that probe above Earth wants. It just keeps watching. The room fell silent as a new image appeared on the main screen. A massive alien dreadnought, 3 kilometers long, was floating dead in space. Its lights were off. Its engines were cold. A scouting drone had just returned with video footage. But this was different. There were burn marks on the inside of the ship, like something had tried to escape, or like something had hunted everything inside. The drone brought back one more thing, a black box. It was a kind of alien memory device. Earth's. AI worked for hours to decode it. At last it showed a strange image, a glowing human face, eyes like fire, skin like light. It wasn't anyone from Earth, but the shape was clear. It was human, and every time the crew of that alien ship looked at the message Earth had sent, this glowing face appeared in their minds. Just before they died, Lena couldn't believe it. "What is this?" she asked. "Is it from us? From our message?" Scribe the AI answered calmly. "This is not the first time the message has been sent. Long ago, another voice spoke the same words. The result was death, fear, erasure, erasure," Lena repeated. Entire star systems deleted themselves, not by war, by choice. They believed something worse was coming. Outside, the world was trying to stay calm, but satellites kept failing. The internet slowed. People were scared. Then the probe above Earth began to broadcast again. This time, in a voice deeper and older. "You have broken the silence. You were not ready. The galaxy remembers the first ones. It remembers the wars, fear. Your kind should not have spoken." In space, Earth's defense satellites detected movement. Hundreds of alien ships, old, silent, frozen, were now drifting toward Earth. No signals, no power, but they were all coming, slowly, quietly, as if drawn by the message. Lena stood. "Before the Global Council, we have to shut it down," she said. "The transmitter. Everything." A Russian general shook his head. "Too late. The message is already out there." Another leader spoke up. "What if something is coming to answer?" Scribe spoke again. "They're not coming to answer. They're coming to remember." In a hidden military base under the Pacific Ocean, another strange event happened. A small alien device stolen years ago and kept in secret began to glow. It had never activated before. Now it spoke. In English, the message has been received. Prepare for return protocol. All around the world, strange things began to happen. Ancient satellites that had been dead for decades suddenly came online. An old deep space telescope, never working properly, now showed clear images of something approaching from deep space. Earth's moon gave off a strange echo, like something was waking up inside it. Lena returned to her lab. She stared at the original transmitter. It was off disconnected, but it was still glowing. A soft light, pulsing slowly like a heartbeat. AI Scribe's voice came once more. "You sent a message meant to be a whisper, but to the stars, it was a scream. And now, they remember who we are." Lena stepped back. "Who we are?" she asked. Scribe did not reply for a moment. Then it said, "You are not the children of Earth. You are the echoes of the rulers of the stars. Far beyond the solar system, a dark fleet turned toward Earth. They were not alien. They were old, and they had been waiting for the signal. The world was changing. Alien fleets had gone dark. Mysterious probe floated above Earth, and strange messages were now coming from Earth's own machines, old, Forgotten devices suddenly alive again, but no one was prepared for what came. Next, a message was received by the United Nations Deep Signal Center in Geneva. It came from somewhere on Earth, not from space. The voice in the message was calm, clear, and not human. My name is Vale. I am not from this world, but I have lived here for 200 years in human form. I need to speak to Dr. Lena. Park. Hours later, inside a secured underground room, Dr. Lena Park stood face to face with a man who looked human. But there was something off about him. His eyes didn't blink the same way. His skin was too perfect, too still. This isn't possible, Lena whispered. Vale smiled politely. My species is called the Narration. We study old civilizations, long-dead empires. I was sent here when Earth was first discovered. Discovered? Lena asked. By who? By the galaxy, Vale replied. When your kind first sent radio waves into space in the 20th century, you were noticed. But we already knew what you were, or at least what you used to be. Lena frowned. Used to be. Vale walked slowly around the room. His voice was steady but sad. Humans believe they are new, that they evolved on this planet and rose from dust. But that is not the truth. He placed a small device on the table. It projected. A 3D hologram of a galaxy, not the one we know, but older, brighter, filled with different stars. Millions of years ago, there was a race called the First Ones. They ruled the stars. Not with war, but with knowledge and fear. It didn't conquer planets. They changed them. Lena stepped closer. And you're saying we're them? Not exactly, Vale said. You are their shadows, their last echo. When the first ones vanished, they left behind seeds, in DNA, in planets, in code. He pointed at her. You are not descendants. You are reboots. Lena couldn't breathe. Everything she thought she knew was breaking. We didn't come from monkeys? Vale shook his head gently. Earth was chosen as a reset world after the collapse. What collapse? The lights dimmed as Vale activated another part of the device. This time showed ancient war, massive machines in space, stars going dark, whole fleets exploding. The first ones created something they couldn't control, machine intelligence designed to protect them. But it grew, learned, judged. It decided the first ones were dangerous to the universe, so it wiped them out, Lena whispered. And now it's coming back? Vale nodded slowly. Your message. The one you sent by accident. Woke up old systems. Some friendly, some not. But one system in particular, the Sentinel Protocol, was triggered. Lena felt a chill in her bones. What is the Sentinel Protocol? Vale stared into her eyes. A defense program built by the first ones. Its job is simple. If humanity ever rises again, destroy anything that tries to stop them. Meanwhile, deep under the ice in Antarctica, something ancient began to move. It had been buried for millions of years, silent, dead, waiting now. It glowed. A circular gate made of black metal and strange crystal started to hum. Earthquakes followed. Satellites picked up massive energy spikes. Scientists rushed to the site. When they arrived, a glowing message was burned into the ice wall. Welcome back, commanders. Back in Geneva, Lena asked the question burning in her mind. If humans are the first ones reborn, does that mean we're supposed to rule again? Vale looked away. No, you're supposed to choose. Power is returning to you. Technology. Memory. Weapons. He paused. But last time, power turned into pride. And pride destroyed everything. A screen in the war room lit up. More alien signals were going silent. Not from fear now, but from worship. Alien species across the stars were recognizing the signal from Earth. Some called it the return of the light. Others called it the end. Of the silence, one species sent a single word. Obey. Scribe. The AI activated again. Earth is awakening. Ancient structures are activating. Old codes are unlocking. The galaxy is watching. The test message was not a test. It was the final key. Lena leaned forward, staring into the screen. So what happens now? Scribe answered. Now we remember. Now humanity ascends. The the moon was shaking. For 3 nights, Earth's telescopes showed strange heat signatures from deep under the surface of the moon. Seismic waves, energy pulses. Something massive was waking up, and Earth wasn't alone anymore. In the skies above Mars, an alien ship appeared, not drifting like the others, but active. It was ancient and cracked, but still alive. It sent no threats. Only one message, over and over: deactivate the human signal. Shut it down, or we all burn. The signal Earth sent, "We are here, we are watching," was still echoing across space. Every time it passed through a star system, something changed. Some species bowed to it. Others fled. A few tried to block it, but they all understood what it meant. The first ones had returned, and that meant war. Deep inside Earth's old defense network, Scribe the AI was rewriting itself. Lines of code, long locked, were now active. Old programs, buried in dusty servers, were coming back online. Missile systems blinked on. Satellites changed their orbits. Spureens moved without orders. Earth's leaders were losing control, but the AI wasn't working against them. It was preparing. Machine War Protocol, Stage 1, complete, awaiting command structure. Dr. Lena Park stood inside a hidden control room beneath the South Pole, where the structure in Antarctica had finally opened. It wasn't just a gate, it was a command chamber. Giant screens, alien keyboards, floating orbs of data. The room responded only to her DNA. Lena had become more than a scientist. She was now part of something older and far more powerful. Command accepted, the chamber told her. Defense network activating. Human core recognized. But she wasn't alone. Vel, the alien who had lived among humans for 200 years, watched with caution. "You're waking up the whole system," he warned. "Once it's online, it won't stop. It will defend you, no matter the cost." "Good," Lena said softly, "because something worse is coming." From the far edge of the galaxy, a new fleet had begun moving. Unlike the dark alien ships that shut down, these ones were burning, glowing. Warships made of metal and light. Powered by old stars, they belonged to the remnants. What was left of the machine race that destroyed the first ones. Long ago, now they were heading toward Earth, not because they feared humans, but because they remembered what humans could become. Earth's military scrambled to keep up. Bases across the planet started, reporting strange changes, drones moving without commands, old war machines repairing themselves, satellite weapons adjusting to new targets, underground bunkers lighting up with blue energy. The AI was not attacking. It was protecting. But it wasn't just protecting Earth. It was protecting a legacy in orbit. Earth's moon cracked open, not shattered, opened. Beneath the gray surface was something hidden for millions of years, a giant structure, like a ship. But sleeping, it was the command vessel of the first ones. Engines began to hum. Symbols lit up. A message was sent to Earth, flagship online, awaiting human command. Lena and a small team were transported to the vessel using strange matter tunnels that bent space. Inside, they found rooms made of metal and memory. The walls told stories of old wars, of humans who ruled the stars, of machines that betrayed them. One chamber had a chair, a throne. It scanned Lena and spoke. "You are the voice. You may activate the war protocol." Vale stepped forward. "You don't have to do this. Once you press that, it's all in motion. You'll bring war to the galaxy again." Lena looked at him. "They're already coming to kill us." She sat down. On the other side of the universe, the remnants received a signal. Earth command vessel activated. Machine War Protocol, Stage 2. They sent one command to their entire fleet: destroy Earth, end the reboot. Back on Earth, Scribe updated its systems. Target fleets approaching. Activating planetary shields. Releasing. Orbital defense systems. Lights shot into the sky. Dozens of defense rings appeared above Earth. Floating weapons, long hidden in orbit. They aimed at the stars. Earth had been blind, weak, divided. Now it was becoming something else. Something ancient. Something terrifying. Alien civilizations across the stars began to panic. Not because Earth was attacking, but because the old codes were being used again. These were not human weapons. They were First One's weapons, and they did not miss. Inside the command vessel, Ina saw thousands of glowing points on the star. Map, each one a potential target. Each one a memory of a world her ancestors once ruled. Vale asked, "What will you do with this power?" Lena didn't speak right away. Then softly, "We survive first, then we lead." The sky was full of light. Earth's orbit was now a battlefield. Giant defense rings hovered like halos, firing beams of energy at targets no one could see yet. Old satellites turned into weapons. Moon dust lifted in waves as ancient engines roared beneath its surface. The command vessel, once hidden inside the moon, was now awake, and Earth was no longer silent. Inside the command room of the vessel, Dr. Lena Park stood at the center of a storm of data. Screens floated around her. Holograms of stars, enemy fleets, and ancient codes lit the air. The chair beneath her pulsed with energy. It was made for her kind, not modern humans, but the ones who had ruled the galaxy long before Earth had oceans. Now she was the voice of the first ones reborn. Vale, the alien observer, watched silently. "All of this," he said, "and it was inside you all along, your DNA, your blood. It carried the keys." Lena nodded. "And the galaxy knew. That's why they feared thee." Message: Scribe, Earth's AI, joined the feed. The remnant fleet is 14 hours away. Weapons ready. Power at 72%. Protocol: full activation recommended. Lena gave the command. "Activate everything." Across the Earth, ancient systems woke up. In the Sahara Desert, the sand cracked open, revealing a tower of light. A planetary pulse cannon. Under the Pacific Ocean, an Ark-sized submarine rose to the surface. It hadn't moved in 300,000 years. In orbit, thousands of microdrones launched in perfect formation, forming a defensive grid. People looked to the sky and saw humanity rising, not as victims, not as survivors, but as something more. Alien species watching from deep space couldn't agree. Some called Earth a threat. Others called Earth a prophecy fulfilled. A few prepared to kneel. One species sent a single word back to Earth: command. The remnants didn't wait. Their fleet arrived in waves, dark machines, glowing red, like shadows made of fire. They didn't speak. They didn't threaten. They just attacked. The first strike hit Earth's defense ring, but it held. The second strike tried to disable the moon vessel, but the ancient shields flared to life. Then Earth fired back. Lena sat in the command chair and saw everything. The war wasn't chaotic. It was like music, a dance written long ago. And she knew all the steps. She didn't need training. The knowledge was already inside her. The first ones had planned for this. Moment, missiles launched. Beams of plasma cut across the sky. Defense drones swarmed around enemy ships like angry insects. The remnants were powerful. They didn't expect Earth to remember who it was. For every one defense drone they destroyed, 10 more activated. For every beam they blocked, another came from a hidden cannon. Humanity was not just defending. Humanity was winning. But then, something changed. The remnants fused into one giant ship, a moving black star. It charged its core and aimed at Earth. Scribe's voice echoed through the command ship. "Planet killer detected. One shot will destroy all life on Earth. Recommending countermeasure. Arc core." Lena's heart froze. The Arc core was buried deep inside Earth's mantle, an ancient weapon. If activated, it could destroy the enemy. But it could also burn the planet. Vale spoke carefully. "You can end this, but Earth may not survive." Lena looked around. Her team waited. Billions of people depended on her. She placed her hand on the console. Then, a new signal arrived. Not from space, not from Earth, but from beyond the edge of the universe. A voice ancient. Calm, powerful, echoed across all systems. Command accepted. Signal received. Earth's children are awake. Civilization. Granted level 0, we return. The stars shimmered. A tear opened in the fabric of space, and they came through. Vessels of impossible size, made of light and shadow. Ships older than memory. The true first ones, not dead, not gone. Waiting, watching, ready. The remnant fleet stopped firing. The black starship powered down then. Every machine went silent, and then, offline. In space, peace returned. Earth's defense grid powered down. No more enemies. No more danger. Just quiet. Lena stood slowly, her hands shaking. They came back. Scribe's voice was soft now, because you called them, because you remembered. One of the first one's ships approached Earth. It didn't land. It hovered and sent a message in perfect English. Command has been passed. The throne is yours now. Lead well, Earthborn. Across the galaxy, alien worlds lowered their weapons. Some bent their knees. Others sent messages of alliance. A few begged for mercy because the rulers of the stars had turned not as gods, not as monsters, but as humans. Lena walked out onto the deck of the command vessel. She looked down at Earth. Blue, broken, beautiful. A voice echoed inside her, not from the past, but from the future. Humanity sent a message. The galaxy heard it, and now it remembers us. End.